And welcome back to Scav Talk, everyone. Today's episode, we'll be discussing the Tarkov Hardcore Wipe news, catching you up. We got some Nikita leaks, drills, big topic coming up. Giga's got lots of discussion over that. Then we're going to do top 5 weapons for the Hardcore Wipe. Halo Combat Evolved was the best game ever. And then BF6 trailer, our thoughts.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's get right into it with the progression of the hardcore wipe. Last time we were up to mostly level 2 traders, and Ragman had not yet been released at level 2. Well, that ended up being basically the next thing that came through was Ragman 2. I think it was probably okay to come through at this point, given that we had ref already. I think if we didn't have ref and there wasn't any way to get the sort of class 4 armors, then I think it could have been a little bit longer, but the general theme of the last week is that the pace has increased quite significantly, and I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe BSG is sort of, or maybe it's just like the player count or something. I don't think that's necessarily a trader's problem though, but I think maybe they're trying to incentivize people to kind of get back involved or whatever. I'm not really sure, but anyway, we'll go through piece by piece. So Ragman opened up at level 2 and some quests for him, so you can basically go and do big sale, go and visit all the stores, which that one I was really not looking forward to at all, right? You have to, because these days you have to visit all the stores in one raid without dying. And this particular wipe is quite campy, very slow paced in terms of actual moving through the maps. People are very silent and whatever. And I have no shame whatsoever in saying that I logged into the interchange while I was writing scripts. I lay in the back of a truck for 35 minutes. And then I ran around when no one was there and did that one off stream because I just didn't want to have to deal with that whilst, trying to get them all done in a timely manner and not be like super boring. So I was like, well, I'm just going to do that one. This one is not very fun for me particularly. So I'll just do that one offline.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, unfortunately, those quests are kind of like that. It's like they're not very fun to play in any context. It's like the optimal strategy is like to not play the game and then go play the game at like the most optimal time, which is like 5 minutes left when everyone's dead. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you got through to level 2 Ragman, so you basically needed, I can't remember what it is. It's like level 17, and you have to get to level 17, and then I think that's it. You just get level 17. Then you get the first. There's 2 achievements for the hardcore wipe. One called One Last Ride, which is experience the hardcore wipe, and that is getting to basically Ragman 2. It seems to be the prerequisite for it. There's another one as well, which is experience the full scars of the hardcore wipe or something. That's the other one. No one knows what that means yet. Whether that means max traders, whether that means Kappa, whether that means it could be either. I wouldn't put it past BSG to make it Kappa for some reason, but it'd be quite nice if it was max traders. It's just like experience the thing and do the thing, and then you get the second one. But we don't know yet. No one's got it yet, so we're not sure because all the traders are still not at level 4 yet. Then we also have Fence 2, I guess, or Fence level 4, whatever you want to call it, 6 rep. So some people had kind of got to there already, and I know a few people have done that. And supposedly it's like, for people who are kind of like Fence mains, it is a very powerful mechanic. Lots of people picking up like good armors and other stuff like that from the last one on Fence, because insurance is so much more expensive this way. The whole mechanic behind that was uninsured items go through to Fence like max level because no one's insuring anything.
Okay, I always forget what the rule.
That was supposed to be the deal. No one was ever sure whether it was actually implemented like that properly or not. No one was really certain, but it does seem that because no one's insuring anything, especially the expensive armors and things. The insurance costs are just like insane.
Yeah.
Or at least it was. They've made it a bit better, but we'll come on to that. And it's people are saying there you're getting like Corund armors and like classic stuff. Things coming on to Ref 4 if you're there. I think it's my personal opinion of it is it's kind of like people who are working from home and they have this. You can't really play a raid, like you're busy doing stuff, but you can refresh Fence every now and then and just like pick up items while you're kind of like just sat in stash kind of thing. And there's quite a few people who play the game in that fashion. They're not necessarily like out all day, but you can't like play a raid per se. Maybe you could run a scav on factory like with no sound or something, but Fence is another place that's like quite good. So yeah, I mean, I don't enjoy the gameplay getting up to there. A lot of people have done that whole, you just run for every car extract, you try to get the scav combo exfils kind of thing, and that gets you up to level 6 relatively easily. But you do have to run each one like 4 times or something on every map and do a couple of the scav ones. Like, oh, it's a bit pain. So yeah, so some people have got there, and that's quite powerful. But ultimately, the main thing for Ragman 2 is the level 4 armor, as we said last time. That's really the big change. And the interesting thing is that at the beginning, you don't get level 4 armor at all from him to begin with. So he doesn't actually sell any, because you have to do those couple of quests on streets to get it. So he does sell you the Carassa. So you can buy a Carassa with front and back plates, class 3. And the beauty of that is that you can take any Western plates in the front and the back of the Carassa, which is kind of handy. But it does cost 78k, so it's quite steep for the carrier. You get the 2 class 3s with it, but it's quite steep. But if you have spare plates, at least it gives you an option of putting some stuff in there. So then you got to do the basically the streets quests to get that to work. And the 6B13 is the first one. That's the audit quest. That's 98k, but that gets you a full class 4 front back, which is very, very nice. And then you do Ballet Lover, which gets you the good Yule, the class 4 Yule, which is just the rig and just class 4, but that's it's pretty decent. That's 99k. Obviously, you don't have to pay for a rig for that, so it saves you about 10 to 15k. And then you've got Database, which allows you to get the Thor, which is the problem with the Thor one. So I used to do the Thor a lot in the past. The Thor's very good because it's one of the earliest class 3 base carriers with class 4 plates inside. And the Thor I used to do all the time because the barters to the 2 slim diaries. But the issue is because everybody's having real trouble with getting to Peacekeeper rep, almost everyone's just sold all their slim diaries to Peacekeeper because one of the only things that A, he will take, and B, goes for a decent amount of money. Most of the other items just don't really move the needle. You need 33k money spent, and you're selling him M9s for $20 or something. It just takes a very long time. So yeah, so you have to do a couple of things for Ragman before you actually get class 4. But it's it's available if you want it. Or if you have the money to spend on it, basically. So it's not. I think it's you die 3 or 4 times in a row, you spent nearly $500,000 just on armor. So it's not. It's not like the silver bullet. It's not particularly cheap, but it gives you the option, so it's not too bad. So then after this, we got. Did we have? Oh yeah, so there were some changes to ref as well, right? What did they say on this tweet? I forget. Did they tweak the GP values? Oh no, it was just cosmetics. This one was just cosmetics. At this point. Yeah. So the cosmetics they got kind of collateral damaged along with all the other increases in GP coin prices, and some of them was kind of stupid and quite high anyway. The prices for the cosmetics, the things that are purely cosmetic, they should probably be cheaper. So they've changed all of the fuddy balaclavas and those things. They've changed all of those to 1 now. Finally, I think that happened a bit later. But I think they halved them, and then they're like, oh, we'll just change them to 1. So the face masks are still some GPs, and obviously the armors and everything. But yeah, if it's like a cold fear balaclava in that sort of weird thing, or the bright green one, or whatever, all of those ones, the ones that are purely cosmetics, those are now 1 ruble. So 1 GP, sorry, not 1 ruble, 1 GP.
Yeah.
So it's now a negligible cost, which is better. I think it's fine. If you want people to run around with the pay to lose battle pass masks, then you got to make it. You can't make them 50 GP coins. It's stupid.
I'm curious, how many of those do you actually see, especially this wipe? I can't imagine many.
No, not many. I mean, we'll see now that they've made the change, but up until now, I've not seen really any. I should actually, you know what? I do need to check. You've just given me a good idea, because some of them are kind of based on other patterns of balaclava or whatever. I'm intrigued to see, because now that they're so cheap, I wonder if 1 GP coin is exploitable in some way. I need to check. I actually don't have any GP coins in my Tarkov account at the moment, so I can't actually tell you. But if you could buy, I don't know, the Wraith lower half mask, I wonder how much that actually sells for. Something to check out. Because if it sells,
God. No, did we talk about this a couple weeks ago? But now they made it 1 ruble or 1 GP. Oh my god!
It sells for 2,500 rubles. Someone says in chat. I mean, that's actually quite a lot, right? It's 100 GP coins to 250k. That's quite good. That's a pretty good rate of return, I think. What was because the last one that was good was the grenade case, I think. That was 100 GPs. I can't remember how much that sold for, like 250 maybe? Or maybe it's about the same. You know, it actually might be the same. In which case, it kind of doesn't matter. I think maybe it is about the same.
But I mean,
Yeah.
if forking up 100 versus forking over 1, you got a lot more wiggle room there.
Yeah.
Maybe if you had
that's...
at the end of the week, you spent all your GP coins, and if you like grinding more arena stuff, you had like 14 left over, you can just convert that over.
Interesting. I hadn't really thought about that. Okay, well, there's another option there. So I mean, yeah, like ref is still. I think like now that this opened up, it wasn't really a problem. So let's skip to the next one. So we've got to So now then they basically started opening up level 3 traders, which I was surprised as to how quickly this came. So the Ragman one appeared on the 26th, I think. So it was a day after our last cast, and then they 2 days later. Sorry. So on Saturday they upped Ragman to 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later on the Monday they put Jaeger, Prepper, Therapist, and Ragman to level 3. Which is really weird. Ragman specifically, and I kind of would understand it more if it was like Jaeger, Prepper, Therapist, right? Because they did that originally. They did Jaeger, Prepper, Therapist level 2. And then they did Gear, Mechanic, Peacekeeper level 2. And then they did Ragman at the end. And now this time they've gone, oh, Jaeger, Prepper, Therapist like we did the first time. Oh, but we'll just do Ragman like right now. Which is kind of strange. The only thing that I would say about it is that Ragman 3, it does give you a lot more options for class 4.
Oh, yeah.
But kind of like a class 4 is kind of a class 4, right? Like,
right.
I know that some of them, so you've got the Eclipse RBAV or like the MMAC or Strandhog or whatever. And like, yeah, they're like better rig, better layouts, that kind of thing. The plates maybe are slightly better, but there's not actually a great deal of difference between a 6B13 Flora and an MMAC, like functionally, other than obviously the rig thing.
Right.
Like these days, because of the plates are all the same, class 4, like they're all kind of the same. The durability is, some are better than others, but it's not, it's not miles different. Usually it'll either kill you in 3 or it won't, kind of thing, because of like the break pointiness of the ammo. So like I'm sort of like, whatever. It does give you the access to class 4 helmets, though. That is the one place that probably is a decent advantage. You can get like those high cut ones, the ACHCs.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of like that
from Ragman.
That tan one. I think it's like the Cane Man something. It's like black.
Yeah. There's that Bastion, Diamond Age Bastion. There's that one, and then there's the. Is that Cayman one? Is that one class 4 now? I actually can't remember.
Oh, is it 3 and then it's 4 for like the headpiece or something? Like you might be.
Oh yeah, it is 3. It is 3.
Okay,
and then the top is there. Yeah, and then the top is 4.
But you're telling me, Ragman 3, you get the high cuts, the ACH. I never liked those. I just always. I mean, it's such a minor thing, but I've always just like hated the thought of not having my ears being protected. Like I'm a ULEC careless for that reason.
Sure, but like I don't think you can even get the ULEC.
Yeah.
The only place you can get it is ref, obviously. But there's on Ragman. It's like, well, what are you going to wear? Are you going to wear like a Ratnik, like class 3 with ears, or are you going to wear a class 4 without ears?
Yeah,
and it's sort of that balancing act of, how many people are still using PSP, because that will bounce off of Ratnik. But if you get hit with BS, like you're going to die with a class 4 on anyway. So it's sort of a funny choice, actually, given the way where the wipe is. It's like obviously the class 4 one is like very good, especially if you get shot with something like M855 or 555 PS, then it will save you. But against PST, you don't really care, so you'd rather have the bigger coverage. So it's like it's actually kind of a tricky decision, especially given they're quite expensive. Let me check how much they are. ACH, where is it? They are 90k.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot, right? It's like you pay 90k for the helmet and 100k for the armor. Basically, you're like in for 190 before you've done anything else. It's expensive if you want to do that.
Which one?
But it gives people options.
What's the price differential between the two?
Like 2k. They're like almost the same.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Oh, between which ones? Which ones? The Ratnik and the ACHC. I was looking at both ACHCs. I was looking at the olive versus the black one. They were almost the same price. What's
the Ratnik again?
The Ratnik's that class 3, the bleach barter helmet.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes. Okay, yeah.
So that one is on Parapor 2 for 59,000. So you can buy those for 60k basically, or you're going to pay Ragman 3 nearly 190k for a class 4.
Yeah, I just go with the Ratnik every time. It's cheaper too.
It is cheaper. It is cheaper. But the insurance thing now, it means you won't get it. Well, you're probably not paying for the insurance. So you won't get it back. They used to have that advantage where it's like, oh, I'll probably get the Ratnik back. Whereas the class 4, I probably won't.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh no, you won't get it back. But anyway, it's kind of interesting though. I don't mind. Like you have these options, but they're quite expensive. Like I don't actually mind the high trader prices because it kind of makes the trader. It's like here's flexibility, but you got to have the money for it.
Exactly. Yeah. It feels a bit more balanced in that regard because you don't have like the entire catalog of Tarkov flexibility. You just have like a selection of flexibility.
Yeah, exactly. So along with Ragman level 3, which it does add to the class 4s in the game. It does. The only thing I would say about it is that you need to spend 4.8 million with Ragman to get him to level 3. I have not done that. I'm at 3.1. It's hard to level him up because he only buys and sells certain things. So even if you try to prioritize him and sell him all the bags from every raid that you get, all the rigs from every raid that you get, because of the lack of insurance frauding, you're not picking up random helmets really, or extra armor particularly, because they take up a lot of space, and then he doesn't buy the barter items. So it's like it's hard to spend enough with him.
Yeah, because I guess the only thing you're probably buying or selling is rigs and maybe backpacks now.
Kind of, yeah. So maybe I should look through his barters really and start doing more of those. So like I'm trying to do the bleach barter. I should probably pick up those AF glasses, barter for the Untar and sell it back to him. Picking up toilet paper to get GSSHs, should do the max energy barter more for the Untars, that kind of thing. So there are barters there that you could do. Oh, there are actually some really good ones I haven't done yet because to resolve my bag problems, because I started running out of bags before. I started crafting loads of scab backpacks in the laboratory because all you need is blue tape, and I have loads of blue tape. Well, you need Kajura as well, but you can make Kajura out of Ragman's, sling bags or whatever. But he's got really good barter at level 2, which is the LBT 1476A, which really just rolls off the tongue. But it's the 3-day pack, so it's like the next one up from the regular like Burkett type bag.
Oh, I'm
or from the day pack, I guess.
Yeah, it's like
it's got one extra side slot, so it's 5x5,
I remember.
5x4, and they pack into each other with an extra slot, so they're 5x4 in the stash. Interestingly,
yeah,
you can only stack them to 7 now, but you could kind of create 7 times 5 lines if you wanted to put them in your.
And within the stash, you can stack them multiple times, whereas in the back, like in the raid or whatever, you can't stack them. I think that's how that works.
I'm not sure with these ones actually. I don't remember. Okay. But at the moment, they cost literally 1 Kajura is the barter, and you could just make that in the hideout.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
bags from him. Yeah, or you could get 2 of the white ones. So you have one
per day, right? Or 1 per reset.
Well, 1 per reset, but the reset's like 7 hours or something.
Yeah,
and then you've got 2 of the white ones. So it's like, well, you can get the white ones too if you really want. If you want to run around with a huge orb on your back. But that's also 1 Kajura. But that one's actually quite good. Maybe I should start doing that as well. I should start looking into the barters and do those more. Just to try and get his money up. But yeah, so alongside him anyway, we got the other couple. So Therapist 3 is now uber useless because they took all the stims away. So she doesn't have like ETGs or anything like that anymore. So Therapist 3 is literally like the medical backpack. 2 different variants of the items case barter, one for dog tags and one for ophthalmoscopes and meds that you're probably never going to do, one for a random key on reserve, and then the 160 dog tags for a LEDX. That is it. That is all she sells at level 3. It's like there's nothing else in there.
You can't buy.
Entirely useless.
You can't just outright. Is that Therapist 4 where you can just outright buy the stem case?
I think it's a barter, the injector case.
Oh, really? Okay. I
think it's level 4 anyway. I don't think there's a purchase for it.
Okay.
I don't think there ever has been. But yeah, so she's like super useless. And then Prapor's okay. Actually, am I telling a lie here? I had the wrong thing selected. Oh yeah, you could buy IFAKs. Sorry, you could buy IFAKs and keycard holders. Oh, and the med case.
How much is IFAK?
Sorry, you can buy the items case actually. IFAKs are 72k.
Ooh, that's very
So not really
expensive for
worth it.
consumable.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, being able to buy a med case for like 900k is not too bad. Key card holders, probably no one's going to pay for that. And there was somebody actually in my Discord who's slowly been farming up stacks of euros in raid because I've been spending it to build up, cash for the other traders. But there's someone who's like going for an items case with like found in raid euros, which is I thought was insane. But they're like actually quite close. So you can find a stack of like 1500 euros on your scav, like
Oh
500
wow, yeah.
euros, and it's a lot. And this thing is 25,700 euros, and I think they were like over halfway there. They were like 20k or something from just like farming scav, like stacks of money and stuff. I was like, oh, fair enough, fair enough. It is possible. The other guys were a little bit more useful on level 3. You get like the usual stuff. I won't go through everything, but you get 545 PS. So you've got like the basic ammo for 545 at that point. It's the same as usual, really. T45M. You have a bit of US there. Various parts and like various different guns. But there's one thing that's like super notable is you can get the 6B33 diamond-shaped front plate, the Class 4 one, that goes in the press vest. It's the same one that goes in the 6B13, actually. The
Yeah.
default scav one. But you can buy that on its own, and it's only 25,000 rubles, and it's Class 4. And so I've been doing this the chain loop that we were talking about last time about the press armor, and you can do that, and then because you need to take out the plate to do the craft, you then buy the front plate level 4 from Prepor and replace that in the press vest. So you're basically like making press vests in the hideout anyway, and then replacing the front plate with a Class 4 plate. So then 4 front, 3 back, and you could just churn them out. You don't hardly have to pay anything. It's great. As long as you can make the ripstops and the aramids in the hideout in some fashion, that you need scav vests and slickers or whatever, and from packers you can make the aramids. Then you could just like churn these press vests out with Class 3 back plates, use the front plate to make another press, and then buy the 4 front plate from Prapple. It's actually working quite well. I love it. So that's really cool.
You ever seen that meme where it's like here we go. Cat doing laundry for a 1 hour perfect loop?
No.
This is what it is, basically. When you in the hideout taking Credoras and plates.
Pretty much.
Throw them into armor. So funny.
Yep. That's the one. But anyway, it's quite a good loop. It's quite an easy loop to do. And then, this is the thing. This is why I think that maybe this was a bit premature, pushing a load of these guys up to level 3, because it just wasn't really necessary yet. We didn't really need to do it. There's some stuff on some of the other traders. The level 3 is a bit of a weird one because a lot of the time it does give you lots of parts and things. So like Mechanic 3 gives you lots of bits, but it's not like you can be buying tons of guns from the traders because it's quite expensive. You're probably using stuff you found. I don't know. It's just a bit strange. But anyway, without going into every single one, we then got the little notice that they changed the insurance to 50%. So before, insurance was just like, it was more expensive than the items. So it only made sense in like really, really niche cases where an item was invaluable to you and you didn't think that someone was going to pick it up, which it's just hard to think that, right? It's like, yes, people might not loot you. It depends on who you're fighting against, or maybe if you're in a team, or if you think if you're very good and you think you're not going to die very much and you're probably going to insurance for something, then you can insure for that purpose. Like you'd probably pay a bit more. Say a Corund, you pay like 150k for a Corund if you want to, the opportunity to pick up another Class 5 if you find one, for example. But it's like they're really, really niche. It was very difficult for anyone to do. Now that it's 50%, it's a little bit better. I mean, I'm still not really insuring, but for example, my 4-3 press vest costs 44k to insure, which is now it's like probably how it should be. It's like a consideration. I'm thinking, should I insure that? Like maybe.
Right.
If I insure my Ratnik helmet, it is now 35k. They are, what do we say they were? 60k on Prapor. So it's like just over half the price of the item to insure it. So I'm like, well, if I think there's a 50-50 chance of me getting it back, I mean, that breaks even. It also allows me to throw away my helmet and pick another one up.
Yeah.
For half the price. So that's quite good. I pick up another Class 3 helmet or whatever from a scav or something. maybe it's worth having that as another option. So it's like I get 50-50 return rate means that I break even anyway on the cost if I'm buying them normally. If not, I kill a player or something and I take their helmet. Well, then I get mine back for 35k or whatever. So like it's now a consideration. You now need to like have a think about it and see whether it's worth it. It's like a scout backpack costs 20k to insure, and then 32 headset costs 25k. So it's now like less than the item, which makes the probabilities work a lot better, which is good. It's probably in an okay place.
Okay.
And then a couple of days later. So when was this one? This was 2 days ago. So it was this rapid fire. We then got the rest of the traders at level 3. Peacekeeper, Skier, Mechanic, and Ref. And one of the reasons why I started to talk about this before, but it's more relevant here. The big Shrek picture appearing. One of the reasons why it's more relevant for this is that I don't know why they did it so early, because they were kind of capping the traders off to, I don't know, just gate the progression and give people sort of more of a fair chance. I guess it sort of matters a bit less at level 3 at this point. But even for me, who I'm now outside of the wipe itself. Obviously, I'm playing more than the average player. Well, I have played a lot more than the average player up until now. Now I've gone back to playing like a sort of regular amount. I mean, I'm still. What do I still got to do? I've still got to get Ragman 3. I'm 1.7 mil away from that. Skier, I'm still 1,000,000 rubles away from. And Peacekeeper, I'm at 55k out of 75k. So I've still got another $30,000 to spend with him to get him to level 3. And I've played a lot, right? I'm level 35. That's partly because of Arena, but I've played, how many PMC raids have I played now? 130. So I've played a decent amount of Tarkov, and like I'm not up against they've accelerated away from me even. So it's really only like the people who are playing it like all day who are able to get we're able to like actually utilize those traders right now. Like I'm close-ish, but I need to play quite a bit more to sort of generate the funds to do this. What I will say is though, I'm still not using ref, so there is that. I think I have like 16 million rubles sat in Arena. So if I was using ref, it would be very easy for me to hit those actually.
Yeah, 16 million.
So
That sounds like a lot.
that point. So there is that point to be made. And actually, I kind of cut myself down a lot over that. I had like 2,500 GP coins or something, and like nearly 20 mil. And I decided that because A, I wasn't using it, and B, this wipe, they didn't reset any of the armory progression. So they let you keep anything you'd unlocked before, they let you keep. And so I thought, I guess I should just go and unlock everything. So I just went and like bought all the weapons that I could and paid the money and all the GP coins. And it still left me with like 15 mil and like 1,500 GP coins or something. But because I'm not using them, I was just like, well, I may as well spend them. I'm just like hoarding masses of stuff over here.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I guess with that, if I had moved that across, I could just burn the money to level the traders up. Just buy stuff and sell it back to them.
Right.
Just burn it and get them up. So I could have done that in theory. But yeah, playing it in more, in a more sort of strict sense, like I have been doing. I'm not there with the trader spend, trying to do it naturally rather than artificially, just like cash injecting it from Arena, so to speak. It doesn't feel like great to me. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's a bit of an interesting one. Bit of an interesting one, speeding it through. I don't feel like it was necessary. I don't think that like the issues that people have had with the wipe and the people who are not playing anymore, I don't think opening the traders up so quickly has any bearing on that, really. I mean, it does affect some of the guys at the top end who are maybe getting a bit bored, I suppose. Maybe BSG just thought like, well, what's the harm? People are kind of get kept based on their money spent anyway. Those guys already have a ton of gear. They're always going to have loads of stuff because they're farming bosses or whatever. So there's not really any harm in pushing those traders out. I could sort of see that logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe in a different world where the Arena cash balance thing wasn't movable, where the bosses had been thought about a bit better to begin with. Or maybe in that wipe, then it would have made more sense to stretch them out further because everyone would have been more on a level playing field. But given it feels kind of a bit unbalanced anyway, it's kind of like, well, whatever. The gate's already open. We may as well just go for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of assumed it was more like a content drip thing, which I guess it's kind of odd now because now it's feel like it's. Well, actually, what's probably going to happen is they're probably going to do something here in like 2 hours or Saturday. They'll do some other content drip. But yeah, I mean, because I don't really think Yeah, especially this far into wipe. I don't really think. All right, level 3 traders are now fully unlocked. Billy's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm logging in 60 hours this week to today right now." Just don't see that happen.
Yeah, I mean, I know that with the next level, because before I was sort of meandering up to level 3, just like, oh, I'll just sort of slowly progress towards them. But I will say that with now that it is unlocked, I do feel that a bit myself, just like, oh, it's open. I actually really want to get there. So maybe there's that. Like maybe there is that effect. Maybe psychologically that would cause people to come in and play a bit more. I don't know. Probably
Yeah,
probably because we need to play a bit more. I would say.
yeah,
Just,
yeah.
let's farm the extra stuff to like get the thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so moving on to that's pretty much all the updates from the hardcore wipe. Catching
Mhm.
up, keeping up with BSG and Nikita. They published a community digest. This one is featuring more Tarkov Arena stuff, as well as like Escape from Tarkov stuff, hardcore wipe, summer 2025 discounts. There's the EFT patch coming in August, which we got in-game events, balance changes, quality of life, shoreline ground zero optimizations, PVE, EFT, and PVE, or sorry, EFT, PVE, and EFT arena synchronization, fall weather season. Now the synchronization thing that's kind of interesting. So that means that you could presumably take your arena credits that whether cheapy coins or rubles, and then now send them across to your PVE account.
I think that's the idea because currently you can't. I don't think you can even unlock Ref. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
which a
even
lot
in
of
the game. I don't think
people,
you can even do the quest. Yeah.
that's been a pretty big complaint from, and I think, VSG was even like, no, we're not going to do it. And then people still complain or like, okay, we're going to do it, if I recall. So that'd be good for those players. And then there is apparently there's a free weekend for Arena or something. I wasn't aware of that. There's an Arena Cup series, patch in August with weapon content. It says W task. I don't know. Not L task, just W task. EFT patch 16.7 arena synchronization and more arena synchronization, quality life improvements, etc. Not too much
Yeah. So
going
the
on
free
there.
weekend I think has already come and gone. That was around this like cup series thing that they were doing, and they
Okay.
did some specific quest lines that you could do to unlock a cosmetic kind of weapon skin thing. I did one of them, and the other one I ran out of time for because they're really annoying. They make you play all the different game modes, which I just can't really be bothered to do. Um, so yeah, most of it is just around that that PVE section and like this
Yeah.
synchronization. I don't know what the weapon content, weapon tasks. I think it's something to do with get so many kills with this gun or that kind of thing, like giving you
Oh, okay.
an incentive to go through and play the others. Because I do find like now that I've set up my presets, I kind of don't change them really, and like none of the tasks ask you to do anything with any particular weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know whether that's good or bad. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll unlock certain specific things. I don't know. But usually they're, win these number of rounds, kill players with this particular class, capture the point this number of times, get this many headshots in last hero, like that kind of thing, which is fine. I don't mind. That's usually how it goes. Yes, the on the EFT side, it's interesting because I mean, this one is always slightly more truncated on the community digest. They usually only do put like 4 or 5 bullet points. But
Mm-hmm.
the one that we got with the wipe, it was in-game event, balancing changes, shoreline ground zero optimization, the synchronization, and then there was like new PMC customization options, which isn't on here, but whether it's on here just kind of by omission is not, it was the least important, so they didn't put it on there, or whether it's not happening now, it's kind of hard to know. So I don't know, because I mean there was new PMC customization options with the wipe patch as well, according
Yeah.
to the roadmap, and I guess is that the extra drip, the Hawaiian shirts,
It's
maybe. I don't really. I guess so.
maybe what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So it's a few bits, but we know that they're busy looking at 1.0 in the
Right.
release or whatever. So we'll see. It's funny. It's just like looking at the maps of their shoreline, ground zero, interchange optimization. It's like I just don't know. Those maps are actually kind of okay. Like, genuinely kind of all right. I still feel like customs. Like, it's obviously Street Sees the most work, but whatever they did to customs, it's still like it's better, but it's still not feeling that great. It's still not feeling where it was. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of rough.
No comment.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't really know. So yeah, so they're going to a bunch of different shows as well. I actually haven't even thought about it myself. They're going to Paris Games Week. Not that I probably will go, but I was like, I should have a look at when it is at least, just to have a think about it. So then there were two Nikki Leak kind of teaser things that popped up this week. The first one has driven a lot of speculation, actually.
Yeah.
Which is this enormous ship, this big kind of cruise liner type thing. A lot of people sort of, just like, well, what exactly is this? There's a lot of things that are confusing about this because it probably looks like terminal in the background. You can kind of see infrastructure and cranes and stuff like that in the background. Something of that ilk. But like everything's completely frozen.
Yeah.
And there's people on kind of like ski buggies.
Yeah, like
going over the ocean.
Snowy, blizzard. I mean, I was thinking like The Thing / Half-Life 3 or Borealis and Tarkov crossover. The ultimate crossover. But yeah, I have no idea.
Am I like misinterpreting this as being? It looks like it's on the ocean, and it's some kind of ship like breaking through ice on the ocean because it looks too much like waves or too like jagged. It's not. It could be the shore. I guess it's like the dock area. It just doesn't look like that. I don't really know. So no one has any idea what this is to do with.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be. I mean, it could be like a not a prelude. I guess it's kind of like that, but like a prequel. You know, maybe this is like what, like maybe 1.0 is like here's the basic story, and boom, you're playing in this point in time of the Tarkov timeline, and then this is like set in like the 1960s or whatever, and you know this is like the secret chemical X that Terror Group found on the ship that crashed that had 0 people residing in it or whatever. I'm really reaching here. I'm like coming up with some deep fanfic.
Exactly. One of the very first things that I thought about when I saw this was just like, oh, hopefully they crash it onto the beach on Lighthouse or something and like fix that map.
Whoa, that'd be crazy. Alternate timeline.
Because we talked about that, right? And like, a lot of people have suggested have a crashed cargo ship or something on the beach on Shoreline, that's on Lighthouse to fix that end of the map, stop it being just a sniper death valley.
Yeah.
So, maybe kind of cool. The only other thing that I thought about this was it's clearly a 1.0 thing of some kind. Maybe it's just random art, I don't know. But 1.0 is probably going to release in December, in my opinion, in the winter. So
it's
that kind of tracks.
But it's so weird because this is like in the Arctic, like, North Pole, like Titanic hitting iceberg with like ATVs and snow coach blizzard. Like, it's just so weird. It's like so out there. I just don't even know.
If like people driving on these vehicles, not really Tarkov aesthetic either.
Yeah.
Like, when have we ever really seen people driving on anything other than maybe the BTR? Like, it's just not.
What is nice guy
not really done in the Tarkov world?
What's the nice guy speculation? We got some deep insights from the nice guy.
I'll check actually. I can't remember if he said anything. Nice guy's been a bit. He's like retweeted some things, but he's been a bit like. Well, he's been very focused on other stuff at the moment. He's mostly spending time looking at Broken Arrow. He just said, "Ayo, what's this?" with the eyes, the eyes emoji. So that's basically it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't really know. But apparently, it's an icebreaker type of boat. So saith the comments underneath his post. Icebreaker docked at terminal. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like all frozen or something. You have to wait for the spring to thaw before you can leave or something. I don't know.
1.0 releases. Here's the new map, the content, guys, and it's like you can't access it because it's frozen during the winter. Meanwhile, they're still like creating the content, patching it in the back end.
Chat says new boss Elsa.
That's great.
The Disney crossover. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Frozen 3 is in Novinsk.
Yeah.
It's like a grim Eastern European tale.
Oh yeah, they are making a Frozen 3, right?
I think so. I mean, they'd be fools not to.
Yeah.
But
It's been so long.
I'm sure they
Anyways.
will. Yeah.
The other
So
part.
the other,
yeah.
yes, you go for it.
The ASVAL Mod 4 Nikita leaked, which is a Contract Wars weapon. So it's something that they are fond of, I suppose. And yeah, it's basically just like a super modernized version of the ASVAL, presumably. I'm not a weapons expert. It is a real thing, it's not some like hybrid fictional thing. And it's got like a Picatinny rails all over it. It's like a buffer tube already attached, and like an RK3 pistol grip. So yeah, I imagine it'd just be like maybe a slightly better statted ASVAL, and with the benefit of like you basically not having to buy all these parts to put on attachments and rails and whatnot. Maybe there will be some other, attachments, kind of like how we got with like the Scar, that one patch where we got some additional handguard attachments and whatnot. So maybe you'll get something like that, but it'll be like a barrel. Otherwise, that's kind of my initial speculation.
It looks like an angry gun, doesn't it? It looks like it's barbed and designed to kill you. Just the way that I know all weapons are, but I mean this one looks particularly, devilish. And lots of people kind of getting very excited in the comments underneath.
Yeah.
So we will see. But yes, you're still going to jam after 3 shots because it fires 9x39. So there you go.
That's true.
There you go. Okay, cool. So I think that's all of the Tarkov news and updates and pictures and speculation and or whatever, unless
fresh, hot off the press 5 minutes ago. New survey aimed at collecting player feedback on the hardcore wipe. You will receive a participation reward in your in-game messages. Every opinion is important, and thank you for helping us making the game better.
Every opinion is important, except for the guy that Nikita told to shut up. Actually, no, all opinions are important.
Yeah.
As per Nikita. Told that guy to sit down. Okay, I don't have the survey. I will tell you. I'll tell you what is in the survey. The reward better be 14 motors is the top reply.
Or how many drills?
Yeah, everyone else, well, for me, 1. Everyone else is struggling for motors, but like I'm still stuck on the drill section. It's so bad.
Oh man, 14 motors though? That's insane. Is that because of the?
I don't know how many you need. I'm not sure. I don't know. They were joking, right? I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Because I know one of them is like you need. I think it's generator. Maybe it's generator 2 and 3. You need a couple. Like generator 2, maybe you need like 1, and generator 3 you need like 4 or something. In the olden days, now that's like 2x, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of the things are surprising. Before when it was like, 8 things, and you're like, oh, that's quite a lot. Like it's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, we'll find them. And then now you're just like, oh, I don't remember that being 2. Oh my god, it's 16. Yeah, well, it's like that really is a lot.
Yeah.
Should we have a look? What was the survey then? So the survey is the hardcore wipe for history of participation. Start. Which game mode do you play? PvP. How would you rate the concept of the hardcore wipe? I love it. I like it overall, but it has nuances. Neutral, I haven't formed an opinion. I like it overall, but it has nuances. Which hardcore wipe change do you like the most? Disable flee, yes. Well, there's loads of options. Disable flee, increased hideout requirements. I don't know about that.
Is it multiple choice?
Keep that unticked. It's multiple choice.
Okay.
Hideout doesn't need found and made items. I actually do like that.
I do like that as well.
Reduced hideout ammo crafts. I think that's fine. Reduced rare loot on locations. I didn't really care actually about that. Location, availability restrictions. Not so keen on the way they did that. Secure container restrictions, I actually think is good. Limited trader item range, good. Reduced item selling price, increased purchase price. It's got pros and cons. 100% boss spawn chance. So many of these things, it's like it's fine, but this is the thing. Like it's okay, but you have to think about these other things before. I'm just going to leave it. Reduced experience for killing enemies and dying. I think that's fine. Increased experience for surviving raids. That's good. Increased AI difficulty. I genuinely don't think the AI is harder. I swear
I
to it.
remember
Like they're more
you said
aggressive.
this, yeah.
They just don't shoot you anymore. Like it's so weird. I think it's fine. Like they actually
Don't shoot you,
like
or like they miss
they just
horribly.
yeah they just don't hit you. That's what I mean. They
Yeah.
don't actually hit you. I mean I'm like this is probably going to be slightly controversial. I'm like I wouldn't be opposed to them actually making them slightly more lethal. Actually, I think at this point
Mods,
it's like
pull up, take them out.
but not by much, but you know how BSG is, right? It's just like
Yeah.
make card 11. It goes from 1 to 11. And they'll increase their movement speed, and they'll increase their health, and they'll increase the
Yeah,
the
exactly.
aggressiveness in the algorithm. And it's just like, we've changed these 5 things that all like ratchet up the difficulty to like
You want to make
a
it
million
harder?
times.
I'll show them. I'll make it super
Yeah,
hard.
exactly. How do you like the gradual content unlock? I love it. I like it overall. It has nuances and aspects I'm not used to yet. Neutral, I haven't formed an opinion. I'll say I like it overall, but has nuances and aspects. How do you like the frequency of the gradual content unlock? Satisfied, like it to unlock quicker. I wasn't affected by the gradual unlock. It's too slow, lose interest in the game. Where's the one that it's too fast? I'm satisfied with the content frequency. I'd like the content to unlock quicker. I wasn't affected by the gradual content unlock frequency. It's too slow, I lose interest in the game. I guess like it's too fast is I wasn't affected by the gradual content.
Yeah, it's probably the closest you're gonna get.
Because it means that outpaced my progression.
It could also mean
maybe
like there's also another side of coin. Like it could mean that. I mean, I guess it just ultimately means it was indifferent. Like it had no what's. Yeah, I guess
I'd like the content to unlock quicker, and it's too slow. I lose interest in the game. It's the same answer.
Classic BSG.
Except one of them is more negative.
Classic BSG.
It's like no with sass. Those are the 2 options.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's the I wasn't affected. Well, that feels so bad as an answer. So I wasn't affected by the gradual content unlock frequency because everybody was. Like, there's no way that you weren't. Surely, unless you were stuck at level 1 traders for a million years.
I'm a god gamer.
Well, I was locked.
I wasn't affected.
And now I'm not locked by it anymore. Yeah, oh god, why? They were doing so well. And then this question actually blows. I don't even know. I just play. I wasn't affected by it, I guess, but I wasn't satisfied with it really. I guess it was okay. I don't know. Do you think playing with the flea market disabled is more interesting? Yes. Although I'm not sure if it should be gone forever. How do you like the gradual decrease of the boss spawn rate?
Oh boy.
I don't like it. The economy has already been damaged significantly. Is an answer. So there's I love it. I like it. Now it's easier to complete raid objectives. Neutral. I don't like it. The economy's already been damaged significantly. I hate it. This created an even bigger player disbalance.
What do they mean by are they implying that because the higher spawn rate and people farming them more, that had a negative impact on the economy? Is that kind of the implication there?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, the boss thing is just I think you quote tweeted someone who was like, yeah, the spawn rate's fine, but they can't have a hunt, Tagilla is the only one that's unique. Well, I guess Killa also, but, they just don't really have loadouts differentials. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll just put neutral because it is. I quite like the idea, but yeah, they needed to tweak the actual loot pool on them.
Right.
Because it was too much. Has a hardcore wipe affected your playstyle? I started playing more aggressively. Only mentalists click that one. I started playing more cautiously and avoiding players. Yes. I started playing in a group more solo, or I haven't changed my playstyle. I'm probably more cautious and avoiding more players. That's probably true. Has the hardcore wipe affected how long you and your teammates play the game? Motivates us to play more. We kept playing with the same frequency. We started playing less compared to the wipe. We separated and started playing solo, or I play solo. I love that. Has the hardcore wipe affected how long you and your team? Oh, I see, because it's about you and your teammates play the game. I play solo.
I have no friends.
Yes.
It's the saddest option.
I have no friends. Send it. There we go. And what do you get? You get loads of stuff. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get 10 weapons parts, a tool set, a master files, a blue tape, 2 pox rams, an RPK, and a metal parts. Assuming that's not part of any other quests that I've done previously. I don't think so. Interestingly, though, I was actually farming up weapon parts myself. Well, maybe I'll leave that. Actually, we'll talk about that in a bit. But those 10 weapons parts are going to come in handy later on. We'll find out about that in a minute. All right. So okay, survey over. Let's talk about drills. Okay, let's talk about we'll talk about progression. Things that are good and bad about the wipe and whatever. Now, in the previous wipe, drills were also quite annoying, and it was bad enough when you had to find a bunch of different drills and you had to get them out of raid. But once you found one, you were kind of like literally just slither along like a snake to the exit and then leave so you could get them found in raid. This wipe, you need. Basically, the start of it, you need quite a few drills, but the start of it is you need 4 drills for the workbench, you need 2 drills for the lavatory, and I think I might even have said that last time. And so the choice is really between, would you like to participate in Prapple's quests? If so, you get the lavatory, because otherwise you have to go and find the 60 round of mags from bosses and stuff, and it's just like annoying and a bit of RNG and kind of hard to do. And I always feel like, why would I go and do that when I can just craft them? I can do other quests with my actual time, and then I can use the laboratory to just do that stuff. But obviously, we'll get the drills, and it'll be okay. So I went the workbench route, so I could do some more interesting videos about making ammo and using SOST ammo in an M4 and that kind of thing. But you see, because you need 4 for the workbench, I kind of had to wait for another 2. And then now that I used them on the workbench, I literally since then I have found 1 more drill, and I need 2 of them. And it's just the most unbelievable RNG. Like, I have people now, I think I still get people going like, oh no, you need to go here, and oh, you need to go here, and you need to go here. I find 2 every raid kind of thing. But we're sort of getting to the point now where it's just like people are like, oh, I literally did that scav run and found like 2 yesterday in one place, or like Jesse's running streets filing cabinets and like found 3 in one raid or something, and people are even being like, oh man, Giga would like kill you for that run, kind of thing. I've been like, I've opened hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of toolboxes for these drills, like and this for anybody else who's struggling, because there's still lots of people who are struggling with hideout stuff, and I've been pretty unlucky with it. There's really, from what I've seen, there's really 3 main ways that people are getting them. One is to go to the smugglers based on Shoreline, because there's lots of tool loot in there, and it's quite a good place to go. It's a bit of a Thunderdome, that though. The second one is filing cabinets on streets, which hasn't worked for me. I haven't even found a single one there, and I've done quite a few runs on that. And the third one is going through all of the new areas on customs for all the toolboxes, and that one's actually quite good. Like the new area over by, I guess, what would you even call it? Just the section next to the river, but near Pocket Watch. All of those new buildings there. There's like toolboxes everywhere. There's millions of them.
Yeah,
millions of them. So I've been through them over and over and over and over again. And I've actually found most of mine in there. Most of the ones that I found in there. But I have to date only found 4 in total. 4 drills in total through all of the sweeps I've done. And I've gone for, I've played a lot of scav raids this wipe. Just doing that, I've played 108 scav raids. I would say that 75% of those scav raids were on customs going through those toolboxes. And most of the time, they're actually empty or like full of stuff. They're like not empty, but most of the time they are unlooted, is what I meant to say. And you can tell because there's like good stuff in them. Are there any drills? Nope, there's no drills. Like it's insane. So I found 4 in total. Literally the last one just like nearly destroyed me. I need 6. Yeah. So the last one nearly killed me because I was on my scav. I didn't really look at my scav. Ran to the toolbox. First toolbox I open up, there's a drill in there. I look at my guy. No, I've got a Mosin with the 546 on it, the tiniest rig ever, and no bag. I was like, well, that sucks. Because I was kind of like, it doesn't really matter what my scav has. If I don't find, I'm not going to go and find a bag every time because it's so unlikely to find a drill. I'm just wasting time. But the very first one I found, boom, no bag for it. So I like chucked it out of the box on the floor somewhere so that somebody else didn't get it. And then I spent the next 15 minutes like wandering around customs trying to find a 2x2 slot so that I could take this thing in. I just need like a Tesco's carrier bag to put to put this drill in. I didn't literally needed anything. I just like, can I just have a plastic bag from the floor or something just to put this one drill in? I need a little 2x2 backpack, just tie it to a rope or whatever, anything. I just need to find something. So I did actually manage to find that one. So now I have 5 in total, and I've got a new cunning plan. So I will keep looking for them that way because it's going to be easier. But there are 2 drills that you can get through quests. There are 2. Actually, there's 3, but one of them is like the labyrinth quest line, and that's kind of difficult. So I'm not going to do that one. The other 2 is gunsmith. So
okay.
I've found 4.
Oh yeah.
I've got one of them through gunsmith 7, which is pretty early on, so that's not too bad. And I'm doing the hardcore gunsmith series anyway, so people can figure out how to actually get through because they're kind of hard, right? You have to think about them differently. If you look at my gunsmith guide from last time, and I'm just like, oh well, you could just go and buy this piece on the flea and all this stuff. Like very different now, and you need the right trader levels for it. It's like changing constantly as well. Making those videos has actually been quite difficult because it's just like, well, if this is opened up by the time this video is made, then you could do it this way, but you can't do that right now. So now you have to do it this way. It's like there's lots of options based on what people have. Anyway, so you get one for Gunsmith 7, which is pretty early, and then you get one for Gunsmith 16.
Ooh.
Which is quite far.
Yeah.
Right? So in the Gunsmith series, I've only just completed Gunsmith 10.
Which one's that?
So,
is that like an AKM?
It is the AK 105.
Okay.
Is that one. So Gunsmith 11 is the kind of the start of the fancy ones, right? That's the one with the Vector, the 9x19 Vector. That's Gunsmith 11. So that's where I'm at. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just go and do the Vector. I don't have a Vector. Where do I get a Vector? Skier 3. I'm not at Skier 3 yet. Oh, but I actually don't have the unlock yet because you need to complete Vitamins Part 2 to get the unlock for the Vectors. And okay, so I need to do Vitamins Part 2. Oh, I actually haven't done Vitamins Part 1. Okay, I've done the 2 bits for Vitamins Part 1 in Shoreline. I've already done that bit. No, sorry, is it Shoreline? No, interchange. But I need to do the Shoreline one. Just like, what do I need for the Shoreline one? Oh, I need to go into West 112. Like, interesting. I don't have the West 112 key. Okay, where'd you get the West 112 key? Do you get it from a barter? No. Can you get it from a craft or something like that? Like, no. Oh, you get it from like a fixed spawn in Raid now because they've added fixed spawns for the 112 key. I'm just like, oh man, like we're really down the rabbit hole at this point. I'm trying to find a drill, so I get to Gunsmith 17. I'm trying to complete Gunsmith 18. Gunsmith 11. To do that, I need to do vitamins. To do that, I need to go and get this key to go into the room to go and get the thing. So I was like, oh man. But in bus station on Shoreline, there's 2 buses in there, and so there's basically 7 spawns for this key. So there's like 7 hard spawns for it, and I think it probably spawns in one of the 7 every raid. 3 of them are in West Wing, 3 of them are in East Wing. I'm just like, oh, that sounds awful. And one of them is in the bus. And we were there, and someone was like, you should just go and check the bus. And lo and behold, I went in the bus, and there it was, 112 West. So I was just like, yes, that's permanent progression into the secure container. We can go and do that. So when I went to do that, completed that, needed 1 more respirator for Vitamins Part 2. So I found that this morning on a scav run while I was doing other stuff. So that's done. So now I technically am allowed to buy the Chris Vector. I'm not level 3 skier yet, so I need 1 million more spent with him. Then I'll be able to do the Vector. Then I'll be able to do Gunsmith 11. Then I've got to do parts 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Then I'll get a drill. And then I'll be able to upgrade the laboratory. Because honestly, you don't understand the pain, the punishment, and the pain that I'm going through here, not having this. Lots of other people are looking for motors because that's kind of their bottleneck. But for me, it's just like, it's just absolutely insane because I have laboratory level 1. I can't upgrade the water collector not water collector. I can't upgrade nutrition to level 2 because I have laboratory 2. I've got all the parts for it. I've got all the parts for the laboratory because the laboratory 2 now needs 2 keg tapes, 6 hoses, 10 screws, 2 drills, and 4 sewing kits. So they're just being stored in my inventory somewhere. The nutrition unit is like 4 alkali, 8 wrenches, 4 more hoses, 2 more relays. So I've got those. Those are stored up in my inventory somewhere. The generator, I actually do need an electric motor for the generator, so I can't do that one. because lots of people are looking for those motors as well. But that one's like, and this is why the stash spacing has just got crazy. Even for me, with like quite a big stash, you need 2 bulb X's, 10 relays, 2 electric motors, and 30 wires. So I'm storing all of that except for one extra motor. Honestly, it's crazy. Like it's the whole thing's just completely insane. Without the generator, I can't do illumination 3. So that's 24 ES lamps, 14 capacitors, 12 bundles of wires. So I'm stuck without generator 2 for that one. Like it's crazy. Like I must have. There must be like. It must be something along the lines of 140 spaces in my inventory that's just storing items that I can't hand in because you don't have partial hand in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of rough. I'm just like, man, how is this like this? And I'm just stuck. And then because I don't have laboratory level 2, I can't make the 60 rounders because I'm not looking for them in raid really. Because I need 3 of them to do Prapor's quest line, which means I'm completely stuck. I can't do any of Punisher or any of that stuff. I'm just stuck on ice cream cones. It's like so annoying, genuinely so annoying. But anyway, that's the if you can somehow get through these gunsmiths, you can get 2 of them that way, one early and one later. It sort of helps a little bit, but it's like even for part 12 is an MPX, it's not too bad. The RSAS, you need Peacekeeper 3 to do the barter, it's not too bad. But I'm not sure, like for Gunsmith 14, like where am I going to get an HK? I don't know where I'm going to get an
Raiders
HK
on
from.
Lighthouse. I think that's how I got
maybe.
mine.
You can do Peacekeeper 3 wet job. That's quite far down his quest line though. Oh yeah, and I need one more USEC to do Friend from the West. I'm at 6 out of 7. I'm stuck, so I can't do any Peacekeeper. I currently can't do any of Prapple's quest line because I don't have the 60 rounders. I can't do any of Peacekeeper's quest line because apparently I only kill bears these days. And yeah, it's just like, oh man, it's just so crazy. So yeah, the HK is maybe a bit tricky, but Raiders may be a way to do it, or Rogues or whatever on Lighthouse. I need an AS Val as well. Where'd you get an AS Val from? That's Prapple 4.
I mean, it's funny because even though I'm not playing this wipe, I played I think it was last wipe. No flea market. And yeah, it got to a point up in these higher, like probably around Gunsmith 11, where we were just like, you know what? This is a fun design game. Let's just use the flea market to buy some of these parts because it was not fun. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's
trying to
tricky.
like hunt for these very specific, like the Chris Vector. I mean, they made the Chris. I think even that wipe, they've already made those Chris Vector changes where you could like barter for some of the parts. But it used to be like you just had to find those in raid, and like you would go into flea market and they would be like 500,000 rubles.
Yeah. Actually, you can get the Val from Anesthesia. So that's where you mark the trading posts for Prapple. So it's actually not too bad. So it's mainly the HK. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, boxes or Rogues on Lighthouse. I think that's how I usually do that one.
I wonder, do you get HK from? I feel like you might get a HK from quests at some point as well.
You do, like later in the Peacekeeper line. There might be one that's kind of early.
There's Lend-Lease 2, that's really late on. That's the Vertex's one, so that's horrible. And there's one for Ref. It's the end of the arena quest line. You get an HK from that. Okay, so I guess there's options. But all of this to get a drill seems a little unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, you're just super unlucky with art. That's just how it is sometimes. Like, I couldn't think of anything recent, but I remember that one time I was trying to do that one weekly where I had to like turn in 17 red screwdrivers. I don't remember what the reward was. It was something. Maybe it wasn't even like anything necessarily good, and I just wanted to do it because it was like late in the wipe.
Yeah.
And I had like 16, and we were just like, me and my friends, we were just like churning out interchange. I mean, by this time we had like mastered the art of speed running the map for toolboxes and stuff, and we couldn't find it. And we finally went reserve. So my friends like, let's try a different map. You know, there's like these tool crate, the big wooden ones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I think we found it, but I mean, it was like 10 raids in a row, not a single red screwdriver. And then suddenly found it, it's like gold mine. It's like, quick, Mr. President, over here, Mr. President. Go, go, go! Jump in front of them. Get to the extracts.
It does cause you to do some strange things. I mean, that's why I sort of don't mind the non-fanning raidness of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once you find the thing, I don't know. It's also as well. It's like, oh, if you find it on your PMC, you get rewarded for playing PMC and finding the item. Playing a scav, you still have to survive. So and it's easy to survive a scav, but it's still something. It's like as PMC,
It's a bit
you're
easier.
playing the real game, so you get your permanent progression. If you find the drill on PMC, you're done. Like, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
If you find it on the scav, ooh, you better extract with that.
Yeah.
It's only Jim. You're playing the easy mode, so got to get out of there. So I don't mind. But yeah, I don't know. I could keep looking for it. But it sort of gives me some kind of direction, at least. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, let's do this. And if we get there, at least there's a backup. We will get it eventually. It's going to take a while, but we'll get it eventually if we don't find it another way. So yeah, there's oh gosh, there is that. But yeah, the drills, it's just difficult. The funny thing about the motors is that you can make motors, but you have to make them out of drills. It's two. It's like
criminal.
2 drills per motor.
Yeah, I do remember that. It's like, hey, we heard you guys were struggling with hideout items, particularly motors. So guess what? We've added a new craft, and it costs drills. The other thing that's really hard that you need to find.
Yes, it just costs the soul of your firstborn. So the thing is, you would rather it that way, though. If you need motors and you don't need drills, at least if you do find 2 drills, you can still turn them into a motor. Whereas I'm just like, I don't even know how many motors I've got. I'm not sure. I don't think I actually have that many. I literally have 1. Okay, I'm also screwed for motors. I mean, they're wish listed. I think I've only found 1 motor so far this way. Damn, it's painful. It is painful. Anyway.
Okay. Question for you.
Yeah.
Could we change gears and switch to like BF6 trailer? I need to make a decision. I need to change the pace.
Good. Let's do that.
Okay, cool. Because I have not seen this, and you said you have.
Yes, correct? You should just play. You just play it. Just play it like silently.
We're playing it.
Yeah. So I watched it. Yeah, and now I am not the biggest Battlefield player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
By any stretch of the imagination, I'm actually probably one of the especially for the traditional Battlefields. I played with my friends, but I wasn't kind of like one of the hardcores who kind of was like desperate. So I basically have played Battlefield 2 a little, and then I played mostly Battlefield Bad Company 2, which I've talked about before on the cast. It's smaller scale. Like, it was smaller scale than the usual Battlefields. Battlefields normally, it depends, right? But a typical old style Battlefield has got a couple of like maybe 2 MBTs, and there's like some jets and stuff, like a few helicopters, whatever. And they're big. They're big maps. They're big scale. Like, as an infantry person, you're just kind of just like cog in the machine kind of thing, and like they're just these like big scale battles, like 64 side kind of thing. Whereas like Battlefield Bad Company 2 is a bit more like, it was much more infantry based, but there were some smaller vehicles. They were very powerful. You have like helicopters with miniguns in, but they could be taken down with like rockets from the ground. So it was slightly smaller scale, but like nicely balanced. And I had 250 hours in Bad Company 2, so I played like quite a bit of that.
And that was the big. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but that was the big focus on like destructibility, environments, and whatnot.
Yeah,
which a lot of people really liked.
Great. Last played August the 30th, 2011.
Wow.
14 years ago. They turned the servers off the other day for Bad Company 2, actually, I think, which is a bit sad. So, not like, it was one of those things where it's just like, oh, I'm a bit sad, but like, also, I'm never going to play this game again. But, I'm still a bit sad about it because it was great times. But anyway, so, I've seen the rumblings about Battlefield 6 turning up, and people have been asking me, oh, what do you think about, you're going to play it? I'm like, I don't know, like, maybe not. I don't know. Well, maybe with my friends. I probably not play on stream. I don't really know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a whole bunch of people who are kind of inside the Battlefield program, right? They're like sponsored and stuff, and have gone to the studio and like played and whatever. And it's funny because Battlefield has been like just slated over the past like couple of releases for many things. They tried to do this hazard zone thing. They were trying to jump on the sort of Tarkov extraction bandwagon at one point, and it wasn't even that like flopped the game. Like the actual base game was bad, and then the extraction mode was like a side tack on to something else that flopped. So like they've not had a good run. But Battlefield 6 so far, there were like people even coming out like just as the NDAs were kind of lifting, being like, I can't wait to show everybody. It was like the overall like vibe out of the creators coming out, which I know people cynically be like, oh, they're paid, whatever. It's like, sure, but like you can't fake the level of enthusiasm that people are having for this game. And I was like, oh, maybe this is maybe there's something happening here. And yeah, so like it honestly it looks a lot like Bad Company. Like there's lots of things that are in there that look really, really sick. And from what I've seen, which is limited, admittedly, it looks kind of cool because they've sort of gone for that hybrid between fluid, kind of like fluid motion. I don't really want to say like arcadiness. It doesn't go as far as Call of Duty, let's say, but it's not like Squad, right? It's not like full on like milsim style. And it just looks really cool. I think I watched a couple of different ones, but I watched Jack Frags just like messing about with the controls and just like showing people how it works. But it's kind of neat. You've got like the usual stuff, you sprint. There's no like hand in the air like tactical sprint anymore. Like there is a sprint, but you like hold the gun down. It's like all the sort of gimmicky stuff seems to have been like toned down a lot. But you can like run whilst crouched, which is like super cool. Apparently that was in one of the games, but not in most of them. But they've kept that in, which is like pretty neat. And you can even like go prone in reverse with your gun over your chest, and you can like fire and shuffle backwards at the same time, like prone backwards, which is kind of cool. And you can ADS as well, but it's like then you're slower. You can drag other people and they can be shooting at the same time. Like it's like a lot of it looks really neat. There's like a slide in it, but it doesn't seem egregious. It's not like power slide everywhere. It's like it just gives you that little bit of you can slide behind cover kind of thing. Didn't look stupid. And like the destruction of the environment looks absolutely insane. Like you can blow through like floors in buildings to like create ways through. You can blow the fronts off buildings to get into places where people are kind of holed up, and it's got the sort of the same feel with the helicopters being taken down with like tracked RPGs, and they've gone back to the classes system, the old school one, which is assault, recon, engineer, support. Support is the medic with the LMG. Assault's got like the grenade launcher and the good guns. The engineer's got rocket launcher and mines and that kind of thing, along with some lighter weapons. And the medic's got the LMG and the medical type thing. So it's like it seems to be going back to such a classic formula. And I'm glad that they're doing this because the success of BattleBit when that came out showed that people do actually want that, and they've tried to be so gimmicky over the last few years, and people just have not wanted it. Really, people just wanted them to like remake Bad Company 2 kind of thing for so long because it was just such a great game. It's easier said than done, right? To like capture what makes some of these things amazing. But yeah, so far from the gameplay people have released and what people are saying, it sounds like it could be really good. It's like a modern take on the classic formula kind of thing, using the upgraded tech, using the destructibility, but without bringing in anything stupid into the game. It seems great. Like they've managed to finally avoid the temptation of doing like hero stuff or like special abilities stuff, whatever. You've got like a couple of gadgets you can choose from. Like the weapon classes are kind of as they were. So it just feels very traditional in some ways, but sort of fresh in other ways. And it looks amazing. It looks really amazing, and it does look like complete carnage as well, which is awesome. And there's like other little things too, like you can hitch a ride on the back of a tank. Like you can just like hold on and get the tank like to take you to the front line. I was talking to another friend about it, just saying like there's nothing worse than being in a squad and then there's not enough vehicles and you just get like left behind in the base and have to like slug it to the front. So being able to just grab onto the back of a tank and travel that way is amazing. Like it's very, very cool. I don't know. It looks good. It looks like a lot of fun, honestly. They don't have a lean. There's a contextual lean based on what cover you're around. So you can do a lean, but there's no like keyboard button for it. So that I have to see how that feels. It sort of looks okay, but it looks pretty good. Honestly, it looks pretty good. So I'm like I'm intrigued because Battlefield's not something that I would usually jump into, but if it looks like it's really really great and it's going to be a good time, then who knows? Maybe I'll end up picking it up. I'm not sure. Still don't think I'll be playing on stream because it's just kind of too hectic, too large scale. Like it's best played with a group of 5 friends or something,
Yeah.
and you all join the same server and you just get a tank and cause havoc, or you make a little squad of going behind enemy lines and whatever it is that you want to do. Like I used in Bad Company 2, I just used to take the repair tool out and like sneak around and then try to do random stuff like unrepair an enemy vehicle with everybody in it. And they would just be like taking damage and not know where it was from. The tank would just be going like down on health, and it's just me with my repair tool like taking the wheel off basically like at the side. I was like, there's a lot of fun shenanigans. But it does look fun. It certainly looks fun. I love the destructibility. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just looks like I had the last Battlefield game I played was like Battlefield 2. Well, put any amount of hours into, I'll say.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was like ages ago, right? I mean, that was like
that was a good game, but yeah, it's old
yeah,
now.
yeah. I think that's not true. I think I put a little bit of hours in like Battlefield 3, whatever like the follow-up one was, but anyways, from what I'm seeing, it looked, yeah, I mean, as you said, it looks like they kind of like cut a bit of the gimmicks and make it more, because this is the thing, like Call of Duty as like a series is like, it's a household game, and like the formula itself doesn't really change from series to series. I mean, the few times that they did try to change the formula, it's like reflecting the numbers, like it flopped, right? And ultimately, this is just like, I mean, it's trying to cast a very wide net, like this, and like Call of Duty. What's like another style of game that's just similar to? I don't even know. I guess kind of like maybe a bit like Fortnite, but Fortnite's kind of more like heavily geared on live service. I don't know how much they're doing that necessarily with this type of thing. But anyways, nonetheless, I could see why this would be appealing for people, because it looks like, just from my peer observations, it looks like similar Call of Duty gameplay. In terms of like shooting your gun, they die in like a few hits, etc. But in like a Battlefield setting, and not like whatever. I don't even know what like Call of Duty stuff is now in multiplayer. Like I guess I kind of do, just like capture flag, like kill people and use kill streaks and
smallish maps and whatever.
Yeah, this is yeah. You got a more big scale environment. You like vehicles. You got that. You like taking down vehicles. You got that. You like, I don't know. You can do like the more small skirmishes combats in certain situations. Like, yeah, I can see the appeal. Just not really my.
Yeah, you kind of got like a bit of a rock paper scissors thing going on with the vehicles. It's like
yeah,
you kind of have like engineer person with you. Like,
see, like me, I would like to play assault or medic, and I hate vehicles. I hate them so much. And God, the battle pit had vehicles, yeah. But see, that's the thing, is I didn't really play the stuff that had vehicles, right? And what was Delta Force? We played a little bit of me and my friend group. We played a little bit of the like Battlefield game mode, and it had vehicles.
Oh yeah,
it was so cringe, Giga, because you also could like level up your account and get like vehicle abilities, and so like people would get like this one of like like a repair kit on like a cooldown, and so there'd just be this tank like sitting all the way back in their spawn, shooting. Anytime it takes any amount of damage, just go into hiding, instantly repairs, comes back out. Just like the most cringiest thing.
That's lame.
I can't stand vehicles. I hate them so much. I hate them.
Yeah, to be honest, I never actually used to use vehicles that much. I sometimes used to use the tanks though, like the APCs in Bad Company. But I used to be much more like a vehicle hunter. I just used to play a lot of engineer, various things. I used to aggressive repair tooling for funsies, like mining areas and like luring people over and getting them to blow themselves up, or using like targeting. They had like tracer dart things. You'd like tracer dart the helicopter, and then you'd use like the Carl Gustav, or like one of the recoilless rifles to shoot these things out the sky, and that was just great fun. There's enough of that in this, it seems, for me. I'm just I love being a vehicle hunter. It's just one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I have a friend like
Sneak
that.
around and just take
Yeah.
them out. It's like you feel like you have a disproportionate impact because that thing's like terrorizing everybody else. You're like the one person that has the tools to deal with this like freaking helicopter with a minigun or whatever it is, and it's just like shredding everybody. And you're just like, "Hiya! Take this rocket!"
I will say,
apparently, when they crash as well, like they crash onto the map. So I think they might be. I don't know how long they stay for, but like like you blow the helicopter up, it like crashes into the street, like blows the building up, like it stays like that.
oh, that's kind
It's
of
like
neat.
kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say BF2. I was a helicopter. I used to love the mechanics of that. 'Cause you get so good, you have to like, if you want to go like at maximum speed, you have to like pivot your nose down just slightly enough to where you weren't like, going down, but you weren't, you basically it's just the way of physics in the game where you could just like go so fast in like a straight line. And oh man, the piloting in the helicopters, that was like, it's probably like pretty arcadey, but it was like so good. I used to love that. Yeah.
Damn, Battlefield 2 is 2005.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a long time ago, 20 years ago. It's crazy.
But it was released. And that was Battlefield 2 as well.
Yeah.
I remember the original. I think my uncle had the very first one. He showed it to me. He had his laptop that he was like playing it on. Yeah. Like crazy. Like I was quite like pretty young at that point. Been around for a long time. Anyway, I hope it's back. I hope it's back. It looks good. It looks fun. They seem to have taken like they've just been getting slated, right? So just they've taken actual feedback this time and just sort of remade something classic, and it looks like people will like it. I don't think that for the AAAs, I don't think you necessarily need to reinvent the wheel too much. I think they've tried to be too cute about it, But it's such a long time since they've made a game like that, actually. It's not like they've... I mean, Call of Duty gets away with basically making the same game every year, right? So
Yeah. I mean, what was it? It was either Infinite or Advanced Warfare that came out. They, like, did something completely different. Like, it was future sci-fi, and you could, like, wall run, jump, and, like... Me, personally, I like it, but... mass market appeal, everyone hated it. And, like, if you're a AAA company, and you got big publisher and, board members and stuff, like, numbers... that stuff doesn't really work out that well. So yeah, you're kind of incentivized to do more, not reinvent the wheel. And like by and large, people, if it is going to be a mass market game, then like people that's what they want, the mass market games. So, like they don't want all this like fluff added. And yeah, I didn't really care. Like I said, I'm not really a Battlefield person anymore. But what was the last one? It was like 2042 or something. No, that was. Oh yeah. Was it?
It was 2142, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they try to like remake that in a sense. Because there used to be an old, or no, I'm thinking of maybe that one was like 2142. Anyways, doesn't matter.
I think that was the last one. But yeah, I mean, I spoke to another friend who did play that, and they said, oh well, some stuff was good, some stuff was bad. The maps weren't very good, and like the classes were like they tried to be way too like fancy with that, and people didn't like that, and
yeah.
This just feels like it's going back to like the era. It's like, okay, this is the era, the modern combat era. We haven't made one of these for like a while in this particular format with the destructibility and the modern tech, and it looks great, right? Like the game looks great too, which helps. I don't know. Like I'm more excited about it than I was expecting to be. It was one of those. I actually kind of thought it was just going to pass me by, to be honest with you. And that was going to be it. And like maybe if some friends got it, like maybe I would pick it up. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I was still going to keep an eye on it. I'm probably not going to pre-order or anything, so I'll just see what people say. But who knows? Maybe we'll jump on at some point.
When does it come out?
Apparently the 10th of October.
Oh, okay.
I think there's some open beta tests before in August, which we're now in August. But yeah, so apparently there's some later this month or something like that. But I don't know any of the details. But yeah, apparently the game's actually releasing on the 10th of October. So not too far to go. 2 months.
Cool.
Too late for our LAN party, unfortunately. But never mind.
All right. I posed a question to you before we went live about top 5 weapons for the hardcore wipe. And you did some musing. What do you got?
Yeah. And this is the thing we said before, right? It's a bit tricky this time because it sort of depends. You often end up having to like pick from, okay, well, you to make it guarantees the top 5 guns. It's kind of things like you can buy from the traders, obviously, or like barter or something. But then it's like, well, what about ammo? Because most of the time, the guns people are using is the guns they found ammo for. Like somebody came in my stream yesterday. I decided to run the AKM only because I've got like mountains of good stuff. Like I killed Partisan at one point, got a load of PP from him. I found some BP elsewhere. But like without that, right now I haven't done any of the Punisher line because I'm stuck because of the laboratory and the drills and the ice cream cones thing. So I can't even buy PS from Prapor at the moment. So I'm like stuck with 30 pen. It's like, well, I may as well. There's no point really running the lower RPM gun if I'm stuck with 30 pen. If I can get a higher RPM gun in the same, penetration abilities, there's no point. So a lot of the time with this, and this is sort of a bit of a rehash in some ways of the kind of the videos that I've done across the last like week or a couple of weeks. But you kind of end up having to pick these things that are kind of more safe or like guaranteed, which is like, yeah, they're good enough. They're good sort of like if you had an empty stash, what would you and 500k, what would you buy? Kind of thing. That's sort of what you end up with that sort of list. But some of them are quite good. I mean, the first one is just the staple, honestly, of the game these days and the way that it goes, which is AK-74U plus the ammo you find in raid. It has to be. It just has to be. It's the ammo that you get is there's so much of it. I think even now I've run it quite a lot. I'm not sure if I've got a magazine to hand to actually see exactly what I've got. But even just like opening up one of my cases, I've got 3 stacks of BP, a stack of BT, 4 blocks of PP, right? So BP is, 45 pen. It's the equivalent of having like M855A1 on tap for the AK series of weapons. So you can kind of pick any of those guns. You can pick a 74N or M or whatever. But like I always just end up going with the 74U most of the time because you get high ergo. It's cheap, really cheap to margin. It's easy to do. It's like available very early. And you could just like combine it in raid with ammo stacks that you find and really own people with it, right? Like one of my biggest kits that I had with my big M4 and all that stuff, I just got deleted in 2 shots by some random person who had Partisan's like horrible AK and just killed me with BP from a 545 AK. And I was just like, well, that's the end of it. You just deal with people very, very easily. So it's like one of the only places you can get ammo that's going to pen class 4 guaranteed, which you sort of want now that Ragman 2 is out. Like there's the class 4 thing is kind of here, which is fine, but you do just get so much more opportunity of finding 545 than anything else. That's probably the starter one. Like you can't pick any gun, but 74U is nice and cheap. Not the best recoil, but it's kind of hard to make the other ones good either at this point. I would argue. And then it's funny, not that I necessarily got on with it that well because of how I find it handles a bit weirdly, but at least on paper, the VSK from Prapor 2 with SP5 is great because you get the ammo and you get the gun at the same time. It's 82k. It's suppressed. For context, right? The other suppressors are really, really expensive if you have to buy them from the traders. Yes, there's some barters for them. So there's good ones like the 7.62 one we talked about last week. You do 2 magnets, or you can do 4 RAM sticks for the hybrid, that kind of thing. If you actually want to buy like an assault rifle suppressor, it's a lot. The 3.66 one is 78k on its own. I've just the TGPA for AK for 74. For any of the AK-74 styles, that's 140k. The PVS for 7.62 is like 160k. I've just unlocked the mini monster. That's 180k. Like these things are, if you're not using 9mm, basically, these suppressors are really, really expensive. So to get that with the gun, integrated in the gun, yeah, you can only have 20 rounders, but you get to fully suppressed, fully automatic weapon. Handling might be a little odd, so you do have to get used to it. And the bullets are slow, obviously, because it's SP5 or whatever. But SP5 itself is 71 damage and 28 pen. So it'll deal fairly well with class 3 helmets. Even if you don't hit them directly, any limbs getting blacked instantly, which is a real pain in the ass to deal with. And with the increased bleed damage, it's like much more punishing to get stuck bleeding somewhere. Like feel like you can't just ignore it, especially if you have like a light and a heavy, for example. You really do. Well, it actually is like hemorrhage away your health like really, really fast. And these things they even have like a 10% extra buff to cause heavy bleeds and stuff. So like it's quite brutal weapon. And for 82k, I think it's actually pretty good given it comes suppressed already. So that was pretty good. Switching tack completely. over on. I actually put these two were kind of in a video together, so this is why they're kind of top of mind. The other side, and I've actually used this one quite a bit more, is the Saiga 12 with Piranha, because you get all that at Jaeger 2. All of that comes together. And this is the thing, it's when you get these like bundles of things all on the same trader, it's like a huge power spike getting that. And one of the reasons is, I can't remember which one it is. Maybe it's like Chemical 2 or something. But if you do one of the later, I think it's one of the latest gear quests, you can then buy, and I could get this straight away as soon as I unlocked it, you can get the 10 rounders for the Saiga 12. So the Saiga 12 itself is 35k, so it's dirt cheap. The 10 round is like 5k, and then Piranha is expensive-ish, but you're not finding that much of it. It's like 300 per shot. So 10 rounds is 3k, so 40 is like, it's not that bad. It's like 12k for a stack of like 40 Piranha shells. And so long as you don't need to quick peek them and get a headshot, you know, the Saiga 12 will just obliterate people. Like the rate of fire is insane. I was taking it literally with like a laser and just leaving the rest of it. It's like leaving the irons. Like, what do I need a scope for? You know, I'm just like aiming it broadly at your neck and then pulling the trigger. I had a really nasty one on customs, leaning out of one of those. Where I was just like looting stuff. Heard some shuffling around outside, so I just like looked over. It's like the little gap over by RUAF that's now no longer open, and there's just like guy walks around the corner and just like boof, just like one shot him through the window. I'm like quite an angle as well. It was quite surprising. I was just like, oh damn! It's like a lot of people are still wearing like packers and random stuff, you know, to just like go into raid. And Piranha shreds people. Even if you're wearing, the only time that it's really failed me, outside of it being a skill issue, the time where it's actually like failed me was because I met like a dude with the Holy Grail, right? He had like the killer armor and the Tagilla face shield, right? Like, okay, fair enough, you know. But the 24 pen on this thing, if anyone's wearing any of the, which they mostly are, rigs with class 2 soft armor, it just goes straight through all the throat protection. You know, it's once the plate is damaged a bit, which this does really quickly as well because it's got 10 projectiles, smashes through the plate and then straight through the class 2 underlay. It's just like you just die, you know. So it deals with class 2 helmets pretty well. It's got a million pellets, so 2 shots to the head and they're dead. Like it's good. The Saiga 12 is pretty cool, and you can build it so cheaply. That's the thing. You don't need to mod out the thing at all. I literally was just using it with irons, and that was fine. So I definitely enjoyed that. Then we get into some more of the kind of like a bit more the exotic ones. So I did do a whole video about the M4, and this one is a bit trickier because I love the M4 and I love the way it handles. I've used it a lot in arena, so it's very comfortable for me. So it depends on kind of what weapons that you're used to and which weapons you like. But the difference, obviously, between the M4 and the AKs is that you've got 800 RPM, and if you want to headshot people, it's just really, really good. You're probably going to win that battle more often than not, just because you have so many more chances. You know, if you're both just mag dumping into each other, you just finish your mag earlier than they do. And it, you know, it works over distance, etc., etc. But you can't get the M4 ammo until Peacekeeper 3. And as we said before, like Peacekeeper 3 has been unlocked now. To get to level 3, you need 75k money spent. I'm at 55k. I've sold him 2 bitcoins and I'm trying to get there. So a lot of people won't be able to get M855. So what you do is you do the unholy combo. You make the gunpowders and you craft SOST in the workbench. That gets you 33 pen ammo. Like, yeah, it takes a bit of time. It helps a lot because you can technically craft the whole thing. I think that's why I quite like it. Like you can technically craft the entire chain, so long as you need to find Zibbos to get the M67 grenades so that you can then make the green powders. You can craft blues out of trader stock stuff. So all you really need is the M67 hand grenades, and you can make SOST out of nothing. And there was a comment on my video, basically someone being like, you know, it takes 2 hours to make the one gunpowder, 2 hours to make the other gunpowder, 2 hours to make the ammo. Like, you know, it's crazy. You know, if I'm only playing a few hours a night, like I just can't. It takes way too long. And I think the point is more. It's less that like going from start to end takes X amount of time. Because sure, it does take a while if you're doing everything. But I think the point is that you can find, because you can do all the parts. You're not really bottlenecked on anything in particular other than getting those grenades. And if you find any of the component pieces, it speeds the whole thing up. So as I've been looting toolboxes, I find blue powders quite often. Now I wasn't taking those before, but now because I'm crafting SOST, I am taking them because it's not economically worth it, but it saves me. Each blue powder I pick up saves me like an hour
Yeah.
in the workbench. And so once you've done the green powder craft once, I think you get 2 greens out of it, and then you need 1 for the sauce craft. So it's like, okay, well, if you're picking up the blues in raid, which I am now, I only need to craft green 1 time, and then I can run 2 crafts of ammo. So that's actually a much, much shorter time to actually make this stuff. The only issue is then it's like, okay, well, that lets you take ammo that's on par with like 5 for 5 PP. So it is, it is a choice. I mean, you combine it with the M4 barter. Like, you should always be going for computers now because you need computer stuff for basically everything. And with that, you can do the CPUs and CPU fan barter, which is what we do to get the M4 in the first place, or you can convert an ADAR. Like, there's a few different ways of getting the M4, and you can make some like okay builds. Actually, it's like not too bad right now, and then use the SOST in it. But like, I've used that a lot, and I've quite enjoyed it. But yeah, you're a bit limited on the ammo until Peacekeeper 3. It is a bit tricky. I'm just not finding like 5.6A1, for example. You just don't really find that, which is annoying. But it's good. It is good. And then the final one, I've basically got like 5 and then a wild card. So the final set is the 762 by 51 guys, and this is like the full 3 trader, setup where you're looting computers, you're filing CPU fans, you're turning those into gas analyzers using Mechanic 1's barter. You turn the 2 gas analyzers into an RFB with Skier. You then buy Allcraft. You buy BCP FMJ from Jaeger 3, and then you put that inside the RFB. That gives you a 37 pen ammo in a semi-automatic gun, which is pretty nice. You can get various scopes. You can actually buy from Skier 2 now the RFB like mount front bit, so you can put a laser on, which you never used to be able to, but now you can. So now you can actually use it in CQB, because it used to be one of those situations, a bit like the SKS, where you're like, and we had this chat from somebody in on stream yesterday where they were telling me as well. They're like, oh, I love the SKS, play with it, and then I get caught in CQB, and then I never use it again because it just feels so awful when you get caught by somebody with an automatic gun, and you're like, you've got no lasers or anything, like the gun's going everywhere, like it's not got that much. It just doesn't feel that well controlled. The RFB was very much like that. But being able to add the laser on, you're like, okay, well now I get better point fire and all of this stuff that comes with it. And you can get like TAC 30s if you use the Kvass barter, so that works as well. And BCB is pretty good. So I'm not very good with semi-auto. I should probably set up like some more presets in Arena and just practice using them in various places, because I was horrible with the RFP yesterday, genuinely. It was like 6 shots per scav to kill them kind of level. I was like, man, this is not working out. I'm like using all my ammo. It's killing scavs. Like, heaven forbid if an actual player turns up, like I'm literally just going to die because I'm playing so horribly with it. And so I was like looking around for another alternative. This is why getting the weapons parts from the survey is quite interesting, because on Mechanic 3, there's a barter that probably some people have used previously, which is the 8 weapons parts for an SA-58. And you can get the Shorty SA-58. This is my wild card. Shorty SA-58 with the 50-round drum mag on Mechanic 3. It's unsuppressed, but whatever. And this thing is, if you put BCP FMJ in that thing is going to be absolutely brutal. Put a little dot on it, use it in CQB, be insane. But I actually genuinely don't think it's that bad value anyway. It just takes a long time and it blocks up using the workbench for something else, which is sort of the issue. Because weapons parts, you can buy VPO 209s, I think it is. You can buy those lowers from Mechanic. You spend 5k on them. It's 35k. You put it through the workbench. That gives you 2 weapons parts for 17,500 rubles. Times that by 8, that's 140k. And you can get yourself basically like the fully decked out Shorty SA-58. So you could like legitimately do this and Mechanic 3 using the workbench if you're not using the workbench to make ammo or something. You could legitimately do that for 140k's worth of weapons parts, and like get one of these guns and just like, I mean, you terrorize factory with a 50 round drum mag full of BCP FMJ. Like that would be powerful. I've not used it yet though. But you can get 6 per reset of these things. I know you're going to be more hamstrung on the weapons parts than anything else, but given we just got given a load by BSG, I started to make them, but then I started to run out of space because I was like, 8 weapons parts is going to take a lot.
That is
a lot of room.
One problem too, especially this wipe, I can imagine.
Yeah, so, but now I've just been given a load by BSG, and it's like, well, maybe I'll just use it for that. I did manage to finally the other day, and it helped along by arena dailies and stuff, did get to level 35, and I found a LEDX really early on, and managed to hand those in and got my thick items case. So on stream, we just like nested down like half of the stash that I've been like building up with my like 10 squares of working space or whatever. And I think chat just like collectively breathes a sigh of relief that like finally I'm not just, you know, turning around WD-40s and like trying to build a gun in like 6 squares, you know, in the middle of my inventory, and the game's constantly telling me like no stash space because I'm trying to sell an item and there's literally not a single square free for the money to go in, and all of that stuff has been a bit painful. So I actually do have room now, thank God, finally. But yeah, no, I'm interested to try the SA. I think it could be fun. There's not that many big scopes in the game right now, too. So a lot of the combat you end up getting into is all at close range most of the time. So it'd be a good place to go to resort with or whatever. I feel like you're actually able to run around places like Shoreline with close range optics without worrying too much, because you're not really going to get sniped, because not that many people actually have big LPVOs or anything like that. Like, it's just my experience so far. So you can kind of get away with it if you want.
Yeah, from what I remember,
so it's interesting.
It's not too bad on the accuracy either. From what I remember,
what's this one? 2.6. I mean, that's no worse than an M4.
Yeah, so you can.
Oh, it is a bit, but not much.
Yeah, it's really not that bad. I mean, you will start to notice it like 200 meters, definitely. But you could take some long range shots. I mean, we used to run it. We definitely did run it the past fight, but even prior to that, we were kind of fans of it. It was just the weapon parts, getting that many, or acquiring them that cheaply, and obviously if you go to work, I mean, which you have to this wipe, go to workbench route. If you want to get them like reliably, that does take time.
There's almost a sort of funny combination of things though. Before, you didn't really want, because there were more powerful crafts that you could run in the workbench, because you could buy all the pieces off the flea market, you wanted to be running those 24/7. Whereas now, because you have to find all the inputs, like some of your modules are just not running some of the time,
which feels bad.
And so, which feels bad. So you're actually, in some ways, more incentivized to do things like this, because you're like, well, I know I can make weapons parts out of just the trader stock. So if I'm not doing anything else, well, I may as well just chuck a few weapons parts through, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. It's interesting. So now, I mean, I've used almost all of those guns. Probably my favorite. I do love a good budget run with the Saiga 12, because you just don't really feel like you lose much when you die. So you've got full on cannon that can genuinely one tap somebody in the right situation. And if you die, okay, I lost like 40k's worth of gun and maybe 10k's worth of ammo. Like, it's really, for this wipe, it's like, feels very cheap for what you get. The risk reward ratio is quite off for the Saiga, I think, in some ways.
I
used it for like interchange, doing the run around at the end kind of thing, and it murders scavs in one hit. Most scavs are not wearing any armor, and you just click on them and they just fall over. Like, it's amazing.
Was not on my hardcore white bingo card, that particular set, Piranha plus Saiga 12.
Yeah, it's good. It is good. I do like guns that kill scavs easily, I have to say, because it is annoying using good, like, having to headshot them, because sometimes they move just so weirdly. Like, they come running down a stairwell and like round a corner and then slide to a stop. Like, they don't move like normal players. It's very hard to predict where they're going to go sometimes, for all the wrong reasons. Not even that they're like, oh, they're erratic, or they're got like dynamic whatever. They just moved weird. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to figure it out. So it's quite nice to have a gun where you just broadly point at them and just click, and if they're not wearing armor, they just get completely shredded and die in one shot. So that is pretty nice. But it also means that you're not having to worry about like repacking different, because I spend a lot of my time like repacking SOST into various magazines. It's like, oh, how much have I got left in this one? Like, I've got 3 mags, they all got bits in them, but I've only got so much of this thing, so I don't want to top load all of them with this one. I want to stack it with this other one. I spend like ages like faffing about. Whereas if it's all just one ammo type, to make it 10 times easier, it is nice. So I do like it. I do like it. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, I think executive decision for, I'll save my Halo topic for next week for sake of time and energy constraints.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've switched to as we're talking about precast, pre-recording, I guess. I switched from coffee to tea, and I definitely feel the difference. Like, actually, there for a couple of days, I was getting like presumably caffeine headaches, and like
Mm.
the evening slash afternoon. Just because the difference there is
Yeah.
like it's fairly noticeable.
Yeah, I think there's technically, it depends obviously on what kind, but I think there's technically more caffeine in tea, but because of the way it doesn't
Really?
extract in the same way or something, and so you actually end up the actual cup of tea doesn't have as much in it overall, as far as I understand.
Wow.
I think the caffeine comes more easily out of the coffee or something because of the way it's prepared, because it's like roasted and then ground, like it's
Okay.
whereas in tea you have to like steep it in the boiling water and then it kind of leaches out, like more of it stays in the leaf, I think. But I think technically for the plant, I think there's more caffeine in the tea, supposedly. I mean, that's what, maybe it's an urban rumor. I don't know. I haven't fact checked myself on that one, but apparently. But I mean, it definitely is less. I mean, I always feel that when I quite like having tea because we were talking about this just beforehand. I have a black tea most of the time with milk,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm drinking that like all day, I won't ever get like a caffeine buzz from tea. It kind of is just that low level of sort of, alertness, whatever. That I don't even really notice. And if I don't have any tea for a day, I also don't get any headaches or anything. But I did go through a phase where I was like really tired, especially with the kids, because they'll do that to you, of having proper strong like filter coffee in the morning. And I did that for it's even a short time, like 5-6 days in a row or something, and then you don't have it the one day, and you're like, I feel like absolute crap
Yeah.
because your brain chemistry is very quick to change to caffeine as well, which is quite
Yeah.
interesting. Like it builds up, as soon as you like start messing with the receptors, it's just like I got to make more receptors. Then like we're gonna fix this.
It's
So you
kind
get
of
kind of
wild.
stuck because and it's apparently it's like caffeine because it's like it's a chemical. It's a chemical addiction, right? Because it's
Yeah.
so you actually like that you have more receptors that get developed. So it's like I think it's like a week or something, or even a couple of days. Yeah, it's like a week or something to develop it, but it's also only a week to get out the other end as well. It also resets itself quite quickly too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's it's manageable. It's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. But definitely, yeah, it definitely is painful. It hurts, right? It's like because you gives you a proper headache if you do like abuse it a bit too much. I definitely did at one point. God, it was like today was actually okay, but man, like the day before, God, I was like up at like 4:30 with my like 2-year-old, and she just like would not go back to sleep. I was
Oh
just like,
no.
it's gonna be a coffee day, boys. It's gonna be a coffee day, Got to I think that my trick with it is you just got to try and like use it when you need it, as opposed to getting into the habit of using it all the time because it is
Yeah, she's in
easy
it
to
every
do that.
day.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that, and I've been there, and I think everyone's been there. Who drinks coffee and tea and whatever. So that's why I usually try to stick to tea. And then if I am tired, if I'm like especially tired, I'm like, right, let's crank out the beans.
Get the beans out. Yeah.
And then it actually has more effect as well, which is quite good. And then you're just like, oh, I actually do feel alert and empowered, and
Also,
slightly crazy.
I saw a meme on Twitter related to the coffee, and it was like, how come every time I have a cup of coffee, the poop man comes to my door and he's like, I'm here to collect. It's just so true, because God, just something about
Very
that
true.
just like goes through your system. It's weird.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just gonna answer one random question from chat from
Okay.
Peepotet saying, I can't find a video discussing why the MP5 is good in the cultist circle. I think did we talk about this last week? I don't remember.
MP5
It doesn't show up
particularly.
on
I don't think so.
or not necessarily in particular, but it doesn't show up on the calculator online. Can you summarize why we are using 5 times of those?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I think we did talk about that, but I'll rehash it again. So I don't really know the exact reason, but I'm pretty sure the reason is the intrinsic value of all the items has gone up. Like BSG has boosted the intrinsic value of all of the items way higher to allow then the sale price to be a lot lower and the buy price to be a lot higher evenly. It's something to do with that. And all the ratios as to because saying like, yeah, when I set its offense to a base value, it doesn't hit the 400k mark like you're supposed to. But I think that those ratios are also out. So the calculations that people have made about like what the base value is based on the traders, I think those are like those multipliers are like different now. I don't know the 100% the reason, but when you do that, and the reason why I'm doing it is because Peacekeeper is annoying, and doing the barter is easier. You could do the brown handled and black handled knife barters with. And then you can fill in the gaps from fence to then do those barters with him, get money spent, then get 5 of them, stick them in the cult circle, and then hit the 400k line to get yourself a 75% 14-hour and 25% 6-hour quest item or hideout item roll. I don't know why. I don't exactly know why it is working that way. I'm not sure, but it is, and it's pretty good. The last roll I did, I got Bitcoin and one of those military gyro tachometers. So I was like, yeah, well, that's great. You know, it's winning, and I'm getting trader spend, which is what I wanted anyway. So rather than selling them back to Peacekeeper for a pittance, you're better off just sticking them in the cult circle and then seeing what you get. That was my philosophy. But yeah, I don't 100% know the calculation as to why it's working. So there you go.
All right. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up there unless you got anything else, Giga.
No, all good for this week.
Cool. Bit of a lighter week in the world of Tarkov, but we'll look forward to what comes next week. Until then,
Absolutely.
we'll see you later.
Bye.